Hello, I'm Mike Bain from Christian Voice New Zealand. Yeah, the days of a secret magazine stash under the bed, well, they're just a distant and tame memory now that our smartphones provide a gateway to endless amounts of porn featuring every explicit act imaginable. Given the numbers of Kiwis accessing pornography on a daily basis, it's time we spoke about the secret behaviour of New Zealanders. Yep, pornography. I know, alarming, it's embarrassing. You might be in denial, or maybe you're just gleeful that we're talking about it. It depends on how you feel about pornography. Now up front, I'm not going to be all righteous or bang on about the rights and wrongs about the subject, because you probably know all about it already, and being human beings, it's in our nature to seek out things which are wrong. But if you're a person who likes watching it, whether you be male or female, you're not alone. You know, the porn industry, believe it or not, the porn industry, well, it was so advanced. It was one of the first industries which allowed online payments and worked on the security of online consumers' privacy, safeguarding payments for everyday online shopping that we do today. Now, that's as far as about being positive about the pornography industry as I'll go. The negatives of watching and supporting pornography, well, they've been well documented, but I just want to highlight a couple of things. People watch pornography, do so in private. Well, most do. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're not going to watch it on your phone while on the bus, are you? It's just not acceptable. I'm talking about sex and porn is awkward. I remember my own father having that talk when I was a young man. Still got no idea what the heck he was talking about, but parents today are mostly off the hook when it comes to sex, because today's culture is teaching them. As a parent today, you have to take it for granted that they indeed may know more about sex than you will ever want to know. And let's face it, if you try to have the talk, it's just going to be an awkward moment. But can I say this? Culture may have taught them. Now it's up to you to mould its perception to one which is acceptable to both God and society. Well, sex, as we all know, plays a huge part in our lives, and it can be enjoyable, and it's an expression of love rather than just a transaction. Okay, so this is me talking about pornography, and I have to admit, as a young man, I never went looking for it. No one ever admits they do, but to be fair, it was my brother. It was my brother who was a bit careless with his magazine collection. Blah, blah, blah. In the 90s, I succumbed to buying a computer, and it was only then pornography found me. It was so embarrassing. I mean, I'd type in something innocent into a search engine, and there I was bombarded with sexual positions I didn't need to know about. I guess you're the same, but it's what happens next. You know, you're curious, right? I know I was. But because it was a family computer, I found every blocker I could find. Admittedly, I blushed with embarrassment. But there's the thing. I've since met and heard stories about people who are addicted, and unfortunately, I've heard in the news about how young men have been guilty of acting out what they've seen on the screen. Look, sex is a part of life. Some would say it's a gift from God, but everything in moderation, and pornography and its overload is not healthy, and it can become an addiction. Good news though, if you are addicted and you want to take steps to break the addiction, there is help available right here in New Zealand. So that's me today. All of us need to have the conversation about sex and our attitude towards it. And can I say, I'm not pointing the finger, because there are many, many men and women who profess to be Christian. For them, it's a huge problem. But let me leave you with this video which points to where you'll get help. It's already helping many New Zealanders to break free. Yeah, we need to talk about pornography. It's often the first place children and young person learn about sex. But how do we break this damaging cycle?
Is the joy of sexual love in your life being broken? You struggle with pornography. It hurts the people you love most, distorts the meaning and purpose of sex, shatters relationships, chains you in sexual compulsion and addiction, breaks you. No longer No longer broken. Find freedom and healing in Jesus through effective and confidential care, compassion, prayer, practical support, and lasting breakthrough. Break the chains. Visit nolongerbroken.org.nz.